book lovers, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen, and this is my May library haul. Alright, so today I'm going to share what I picked up at the library so far this month. And yeah, that's really all this video is about. So I'll just show you what I've checked out from the library so you can see some of the things I'll be reading hopefully soon. First, I have Changeless by Gail Carriger. This is the second book in the Parasol Protectorate series. I started reading this series last year and I haven't continued with it. And I thought, you know what, I need to. I love this series so far. This is adult steampunk paranormal. It's really fun. It deals with vampires and werewolves and all kinds of things. And we have Alexia as the main character. She has a little bit of paranormal ability of her own. So this is a really good series so far, and this is the second book, and I can't wait to continue with it. And then I love this author, Just Another Girl by Elizabeth Eulberg. I did not know she had a new book coming out this year, but this one just came out, and I love her books. They're really fun, light contemporaries, and they're just so much fun. And I didn't know she had a new one, but she does, so I grabbed it. Had to. She's a author that I always pick up her books from the library if I see them. And then I have Embraced by Jessica Shervington. This actually will be a reread for me. I never did finish this series. I started reading it ages ago, and I absolutely loved it. I remember really loving it. It's paranormal, about angels and all that stuff, but I love the romance in here like a lot. And I think I read the first 2 books, and I think or maybe 3. There's 5 books in the series, so I don't own any of them, but the library has all of them, so I thought I would slowly reread this series this year and finish it. And so, yeah, I picked up Embrace, so I can do so. So, yeah, it's really wonderful series as far as I remember. It's been years since I've read it. I hardly even remember a lot about it. I just remember really loving the romance. Then I picked up Mayday by Jess Lourey. This is the first book in her Murder by Mystery series. I read the most recent book back in March, I think it was. And this will fulfill my 4 seasons challenge. I need it for my spring challenge. So I need a book that takes place in spring, or I can't remember exactly which one this challenge takes care of. But I was excited to read more of her work, and the library did have this one, so I get to hear how her whole series started, basically. And yeah, this is very fun. This is basically like an adult cozy mystery type of series. I was really excited to get this. I'm so happy the library had it. Maud by Melanie J. Fishbane, and I've seen this book a few places, and I really want to read it. So this is basically a work of fiction, but it's about it's a story that's based off of L.M. Montgomery's life. So L.M. Montgomery is the author of Anne of Green Gables and several other wonderful children's books that I adore. And her writing was so wonderful, but she had a very troublesome life. And so this book is basically kind of based on her life. So one of those books that I think will really, since I love her as an author, I think I'll really enjoy this quite a bit, getting to know more about what her life was kind of like. I mean, obviously this is fiction. It's not exactly it's not exactly the same, but it's based off of it. So I think it'll be really interesting. And speaking of Ellen Montgomery, they have a new miniseries on Netflix right now that just released about Anne of Green Gables. So if you've never read the books or never watched any of the movies or anything, I think I would definitely check that out. It looks pretty good. I haven't started it yet. I do want to start watching it fairly soon, but it's a wonderful, wonderful story. Anne of Green Gables is so great. So I'm really excited to read this. And then I've been kind of in a mystery phase lately, so I picked up an Agatha Christie mystery. There's some really cool editions at my library of Agatha Christie. This is one of her more famous ones. This is And Then There Were None. I'm not sure if I've ever read this. It sounds familiar, but I think it's because I might have watched some of the movie, the miniseries, the most recent one. I think I've watched some of that. I don't think I've watched the whole thing. But it sounds familiar, so I think if I have read it, it'll be fun to reread. But I really want to read some Agatha Christie. I've only read maybe 1 or 2 of hers, and I love mysteries, so I'm kind of in that mystery kick. So I picked this one up. It's supposed to be one of her better mysteries, and it's a standalone. It's not part of one of her series. But yeah, it's one that's supposed to be really good. Classic Agatha Christie, I guess. And then finally, I picked up The 12 Lies of Samuel Hawley by Hannah Tinty, and this is a new release that caught my eye a while ago. This is an adult literary fiction story. So this is about Lou, and her father is Samuel Hawley, and he's basically raised her while on the run from something she doesn't know what. And finally, they've settled down. He's trying to give her a normal life, but she's very curious about her mother and the past, so she starts investigating that. So this is kind of a coming of age story about Lou, but it's also been touted as a great literary fiction, also a little bit of a thriller. So it sounds really good, and it really, when I saw it, read the synopsis, saw this on Goodreads, I knew I really wanted to read this. I'm so happy the library has it. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. And that is what I picked up from the library this month, at least so far. Leave me comments below if you picked up anything good from the library lately, or if you want to chat about any of these books. I hope everyone has a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.